Does the devil really love metal? Rethinking the Devil's Playlist. In the comedic film Tenacious D and the Pick of Destiny, there's a memorable moment where the devil sings out the line, "I'm the devil and I love metal," in the climactic rock-off between him and the protagonist duo. This line, though intended for laughs, inadvertently brings up an intriguing point about musical stereotypes. In popular culture, the devil is often depicted as a figure with a penchant for chaos and corruption, and curiously, he's frequently associated with heavy metal music. This stereotype persists perhaps because of metal's loud, aggressive sound and dark, brooding imagery. Heavy metal music has long been misunderstood as a mere celebration of chaos and rebellion. However, a closer examination reveals that beneath its formidable exterior lies a rich tapestry of spiritual exploration and existential inquiry that challenges mainstream religious narratives and offers listeners a different pathway to personal and spiritual discovery. The misconception of metal. To the uninitiated, heavy metal may appear to be an unlikely source of spiritual content. Its intense soundscapes, driven by powerful guitar riffs and thunderous drums, often accompany lyrics that delve into themes of death, despair, and destruction. This has led to widespread misconceptions about the genre, branding it as nihilistic or negative. However, those who look deeper will find that heavy metal frequently grapples with meaningful spiritual questions and ideas, offering a profound critique of conventional religious beliefs and societal norms. Spirituality in the shadows. Heavy metal's engagement with spirituality is multifaceted, involving a critique of established religious practices and the exploration of alternative spiritual narratives. Metal bands have always used their music to question the nature of existence, the concept of evil, and the afterlife, often drawing on religious imagery to critique or offer commentary on these themes. For instance, Iron Maiden's "Hallowed Be Thy Name" contemplates the fears and thoughts of a man facing execution, exploring themes of mortality and the possibility of an afterlife. Tool's album Lateralis invites listeners on a journey of spiritual transcendence through personal growth and self-awareness, suggesting a more introspective approach to spirituality. A true spiritual path. Heavy metal does more than question. It also provides a form of spiritual solace. Many fans and artists find in metal a profound emotional release that helps them cope with personal and existential angst. In this way, heavy metal can be seen as facilitating a form of spiritual catharsis, allowing for personal exploration and expression that some mainstream religions may suppress or sidestep. Moreover, the communal experience of metal concerts, where fans gather in large numbers, often mirrors religious congregations in its intensity and fervor, suggesting a form of collective spiritual expression. In the throes of the music, fans connect not just with the band, but with each other, sharing in a ritual that is both cathartic and affirming. Beyond the stereotypes. Despite its embrace of themes that some might find dark or troubling, heavy metal's approach to spirituality is rooted in authenticity and personal truth-seeking. This genre allows for a deeper examination of the self and the universe, challenging listeners to reconsider what they believe and why. Is pop music the real soundtrack of sin? Given that heavy metal is a genre rich with complexity, both musically and thematically, the devil, a figure traditionally associated with deception and superficiality, would hardly claim it as his favorite. This poses an interesting question. If the devil were to truly indulge in music that mirrors his supposed motives of simplistic temptation and mindless conformity, wouldn't modern pop music be a more fitting choice? The simplicity of pop, a devilish delight. Pop music, with its catchy hooks and repetitive lyrics, is engineered to be broadly appealing and instantly gratifying. It dominates the airwaves with formulas that are often criticized for being overly simplistic and lacking in depth. This approach to music production, focusing on mass appeal and immediate satisfaction, could be seen as aligning more closely with a devilish ethos of surface-level engagement and distraction, steering listeners away from introspection or meaningful contemplation. Cultural impact and manipulation. One could argue that pop music's pervasive influence on culture involves a kind of manipulation, aligning with the devil's reputed tactics. The industry often prioritizes marketability over artistic expression, packaging artists and tracks in a way that maximizes consumer base and profit, regardless of artistic merit or integrity. This commercialization of music and art for profit, with little regard for nurturing the soul or intellect, might be seen as a metaphorical deal with the devil's advocacy for superficiality. If the devil's goal is to mislead and ensnare human souls through the superficial and the mundane, then the one-dimensional and emotionally shallow themes of some pop songs could serve as his tools. These tracks, with their focus on fleeting pleasures and quick gratification, mirror the kind of temptations that one might associate with malevolent forces, those that lure individuals away from deeper, more meaningful paths. Contrasting with metal's depth. In contrast, heavy metal tends to engage with complex issues, weaving themes of existential dread, philosophical inquiry, and spiritual depth into its narratives. Metal music often challenges listeners, demanding engagement and intellectual response rather than passive consumption. The genre's propensity to question authority and explore dark or taboo topics provides a stark contrast to pop music's more escapist tendencies. Conclusion: a satirical twist on musical stereotypes. In conclusion, heavy metal might not be what it seems at first glance. Beyond its loud and aggressive facade is a genre deeply engaged with the most profound spiritual questions. By challenging mainstream religious doctrines and exploring complex existential and metaphysical themes, heavy metal invites its listeners to reflect on their own spiritual beliefs and discover a path that resonates with their deepest selves. The idea that the devil might prefer the simplicity and repetitiveness of pop music over the rich, complex narratives found in heavy metal offers a satirical twist on traditional stereotypes. It invites us to reconsider how we perceive music genres and their cultural implications. Perhaps the real devilish music is that which discourages thought and promotes conformity, rather than the genres that challenge us to think and feel deeply. In the end, the notion of the devil's musical tastes may serve as a playful reminder to look beyond stereotypes and to consider the deeper values and effects of the music we choose to consume.